today, here on Monday, we are talking about thrillers that bite. And so let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, I have a few books I want to talk to you about today. One is called Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. And I'll tell you, I get Paula Hawkins and Ruth Ware a little bit. I don't know why I get them a little bit crossed up. I think maybe they debuted at the same time, maybe. And I read A Woman on the Train and I read The Woman in Cabin 10, and that might have been one book after the other. So, still to today, I just kind of like mix up their names. But I mean, they write similar books. Both of them are mystery thriller authors. Both of them are very good. So, but anyway, the reason why I'm talking about both of those women is because I'm going to be talking about both of them, some of their books here. But the first book I want to talk to you about today for Shark Book Thriller, Shark Week, not Shark Book, Shark Week Thrillers That Bite is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. And she's the one that wrote, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out because I'm getting ready to say she's the one that wrote Woman on the Train, but she's not the girl on the train, I think. Oh my gosh. Let me just show you. Okay, yes, I'm right. Okay. So yeah, so we're going to talk about Into the Water. Paula Hawkins wrote A Girl on the Train, The Girl on the Train. And we know that that was a phenomenal number one bestseller. It also became, was it a series or a movie? I can't remember if it was a series or a movie. So tell me in the comments below, was it a series or a movie? I can't remember. But anyway, so Paula Hawkins is one of those newish kind of writers that you can depend on. I haven't heard anybody say she's written a bad book. So you can kind of depend on her. So Into the Water, it says it's a number one New York Times bestseller. And so here is a little synopsis of this book. When a single mother is found drowned in the river that runs through a small English town, the same river that a teenage girl died recently, dark secrets begin to resurface. Her estranged sister returns to care for the dead woman's daughter and confronts the ghost of their shared past. Told through multiple perspectives, Into the Water is a twisting psychological thriller that explores memory, trauma, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. So, one of the things that is telling me, if it's told through different perspectives, you have to look out for that. Sometimes you're not, geared for that or into that. You have to think about, is that something you want to read? Also, um, the drownings of a teenage girl, that may be, triggering to some people. So, but anyway, but I'm sure that this is a very good read because it is just simply from Paula Hawkins. I think you probably will all enjoy that. So, but anyway, next is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. So let's hop over there. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I'm glad. I am just going all over the place. So yeah, I read this book a couple of years ago, and it is a very good book. This is one of those books where the protagonist is unstable. She's a little unstable. I won't say unstable as say that she's not an alcoholic, she's not a, drug user or anything like that type of unstable, but she's just a little unstable. So sometimes, if you're going into reading a book wanting the characters to be, great career, great family, and all this kind of stuff, this is not what this is. So, but anyway, here's a synopsis of this book. Journalist Lo Blacklock scores an assignment on a luxury cruise, but her dream job turns into a nightmare when she witnesses a woman being thrown overboard, only to be told the cabin next door was never occupied. Is losing her mind, or has something sinister happened at sea? Tense, atmospheric, and full of misdirection, this locked room mystery on water keeps readers guessing until the final page. And if I remember correctly, yes, that did happen, as well as just as I read. So yes, that's definitely a good book for you to take a look at. So the next book is Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Now, Riley Sager is not a name that I'm familiar with. It does say this is a New York Times bestseller. Um, so I'm not familiar with this writer. So if you are, please let me know in the comments below and give us some insight into this author. Here's a synopsis of this book. It's 1991. Yay, some of my time period. And college student Charlie Jordan is grieving the murder of her best friend. Desperate to leave campus, she accepts a ride from a stranger she meets on a bulletin board. Oh, that can't be good. But as the night wears on and the roads grow darker, Charlie begins to suspect her driver may be the very killer she's trying to escape. Survive the Night is a cinematic cat and mouse thriller about perception, fear, and the desperate drive to stay alive. Now, you might say to yourself, well, now, why is this book on Shark Week? And the reason why that is that survival instincts kick in when you're being hunted, whether on land or sea or on the back roads of America. So definitely, that is the definite tie-in. Now, there's another book called The Chain. Again, this is another author, Adrian McKenty. I've not heard of, I've not read, but I see, again, it's a New York Times bestseller. I see Stephen King has signed off on it. That's right on the best front cover. And then there's a little medallion on the front that says Thriller Writers Award Best Novel of the Year. Now, I don't know exactly what year that is, but you might want to check it out. Here's the synopsis. Your child has been kidnapped. The only way to get her back, kidnap another child. That sounds terrible. You are now part of the chain. When Rachel receives the call, she enters a terrifying underground network that forces ordinary people to commit unthinkable crimes. To break free, Rachel must outwit the system and take down the chain for good. This high stakes, adrenaline fueled thriller asks, how far would you go to protect your child? Wow, that sounds really, really, really intense. Now, it's saying that this has Hitchcock vibes. And so, if you know me, I absolutely love Alfred Hitchcock. Okay, and so you might want to check that out. The other thing is that it said the tie-in for Shark Week is that it's not the predator you see, it's the one you become to protect what's yours. That's the takeaway for the Shark Week. And last but not least, we have a book. Again, this is called Something in the Water. It's by Catherine Steedman. It's one of the Reese's Book Club picks. It's over 1 million copies have been sold. New York Times bestseller. Have not read this author. I don't know when this book came out. Not sure. I haven't seen. I don't recall this being one of the Reese reads. But anyway, you might want to check it out. She tends to pick very nice books. And here's the synopsis of this one. Newlyweds Aaron and Mark are honeymooning in Bora Bora when they discover something shocking in the water, a discovery that forces them to make a choice that will unravel their lives. As secrets mount and danger creeps closer, their perfect vacation spirals into a suspense filled moral dilemma. Written by actress Catherine Stedman, and I still don't know who she is. This slick and unsettling debut dives into greed, ambition, and the cost of life-changing decision. Wow. All of these read really, really, really well. The Shark Week tie-in is the water holds more than just beauty, it can change people. So that's my takeaway. That's my cut of the 5 books that are for Shark Week or thrillers that bite. So I have in the description box, you can check them out. I set up a collection for you. You can go there, click on that link, and check out all the books that I was talking about today and possibly order some. All right. Hope you all got a lot out of it. Thanks a lot for joining me. Have a great evening. Bye.